and welcome back to Lorehammer. We got a fun, exciting bonus episode here. Bonus episode, Love Blooms. We're going to be talking about some love in 40K today. Not often a topic in 40K. You know, the grim dark doesn't have that spark of joy, of love very often talked about. But, it is mentioned every now and again. So we're going to get into it. Joining me today for this, it's going to be a funny episode, I think, actually. I got some good stuff in it. Joining me is Court. Hey.
Hey, man, it's been a while. I'm so glad to be back. Seriously.
Yes.
Like I messaged you. I was like, "Hey, what's up? We recording tonight?" You're like, "Yeah, we're doing a romance episode." I said, "Yes. Get the bromance going. Let's
Yeah.
go. We've
And
got
then you
this."
made
I'm
your
so
own
excited.
group chat and invited a bunch of people. You invited Logan into it. You set up this whole thing. I'm like, okay, I guess here we go. So
There
we
we
also
go.
got
Yeah.
Logan with us.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, he definitely made that group chat, and he's like, guys, are we gonna make out tonight? Like, what are we doing? Where's this going?
Like,
Yeah,
let's
this.
go. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, the bromance is already blossoming, but before we let it fully bloom, let's just do some quick housekeeping. Come join the Discord. You can find sexy shirtless pictures of me on there. Yes, I am Primarch in my 8-pack form. You can come check out
True.
this sexy pictures. I don't know if Cord and Logan want to post some pictures too, they're more than welcome to, but I don't think
Oh, that's on a different website.
that's a different one. Yeah. You know, some
Well,
people
I
have
did
jobs and
just post some
careers.
pictures. I just
Oh,
posted some shots of me skydiving. Jump packs activated, baby.
oh, that will
So
get you hard,
it's in
actually.
the
That's
it's
like
in the Imperial Tithe one,
an
but it's rad.
yeah, a nice adrenaline hard
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah, it's good. Well, speaking of Imperial Tithe, so join the Patreon. Guys, if you like the show, you want to support what we're doing here, which we certainly very much appreciate all of our patrons on Patreon. Join the Imperial Tithe. It directly supports the show, keeps this going. An ad-free version. So no ads, $2.50 a month. That's it. So you don't have to hit the little skip thing for 30 seconds or 15, and then it skips over a little bit, and then you got to rewind and all. No,
Oof.
you don't even have to listen to any of that. Ad-free version, $2.50. So nice. Live stream versions, $5 a month. That's it. And you get some really cool stuff with it. Logan, what do they get?
Well, if you do the live stream, then you're going to get to be watching us live while we record these episodes. You also get to participate in the chat room where you can say, Court, why are you stealing teeth? Logan, why are you so funny? Mark, why are you so handsome? And at the end of it, maybe we'll have you call in and you can ask us to our face. So
Yeah.
I do it
Face to face,
Mhm.
yes.
face to face.
Yeah. Yeah, the call-ins are definitely nice. I love the chat room. Always fun to talk to new people. Like, just yeah. Somebody reached out to you, inviting you, Logan, onto a podcast that I was on. And I'm like, yeah, if you like talking to random people about 40K that you never met, you're gonna have a good time. And
I
that's what
did.
it's
Yeah,
all about.
we're still sorting that out, but yeah, I'll probably go on there sometime next month.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, anytime you can
Sweet.
talk about 40K, you're gonna have a good time. So yeah, let's get into this episode. Love Blooms. What we're gonna go over, we're gonna learn about what is love. There's different types of love. The English language is not very good at describing love. Greek does a lot better at it. And we're gonna go over that.
True.
Yeah, I grew up in the church, so like the Greek eros, philia, all those kind of things, like they kind of, I grew up around those ideas and concepts. I feel like that's like kind of very Christian leaning,
Yeah.
Mhm.
or like,
Yeah.
My grandma, her parents came off the boat from Greece. So I think 3 generations removed from actually being true Greek, full
okay,
Greek.
so we can 100% rely on your pronunciation of all the Greek words in this episode.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. It'll all be, well, you guys aren't going to know. It'll be right 100%.
Yeah. So we're
It'll be
gonna get into
flawless.
all those different types of love, and then what actually spawned this episode. Believe it or not, I was just on Lexicon and hitting that random button page, and I came across a list of lists where it was in universe 40K books, like books written in the 40K universe. Um, and sometimes they have like just one excerpt in it. Sometimes it's just like the title, and it's like this guy wrote it, or sometimes there's quite a bit of information about these books. But the ones that caught my attention that spawned this episode was my wish to generate children with you is only exceeded by my devotion to him. And I just thought that was so funny. So we're gonna get into what
It's
that book.
poetry. It's
It
such
really is.
poetry.
Yeah, it's never before has a title ever been written like that. It's beautiful. Yeah. And then we also found the Deme Scuto Science Romance Digest. So a nice like little toilet reading magazine, like a Reader's Digest, but for science and romance in 40K. So we're going to read some stuff from there. And then we're going to go into some in-universe examples of 40K love. Everyone knows Yark and Gazkill, the greatest love story in all of 40K. We'll get into some other
So
ones.
true.
So true. Then we'll talk about reproduction across the galaxy, like cross-species reproduction. We'll talk about relationships with xenos, and some other stuff too. So it's going to be kind of just, what is this thing in 40K? Can you even love in 40K? Does a universe grim and dark as this allow for such a concept? We're going to kind of dive into it and unpack that.
Yeah. I think it
It's gonna
maybe
be
goes
great.
without saying, but we're going to say it regardless. This might be a topic sensitive episode. So like you know what, this is a bonus episode. Like feel free if this isn't your jam and you don't want to get into this, that's totally cool. All the respect in the world. But this may get a little topsy-turvy and a little funny and a little weird at times, but it it is what it is, and we're here for the fun of it. So
Yeah. And I guess the other disclaimer we'll put on this
yeah.
episode too is these are not our personal opinions on topics like we are approaching this concept of love from the 40K perspective. So like, if I'm talking about love is violent, I personally do not believe that. That would be 40K love. So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind too, that when we're talking, we're trying to keep the concept solely to 40K and not include our personal biases in it.
Yeah, good
You have
call.
to put that
Cool.
disclaimer. People are going to think this is a red pill podcast.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I do worship the God Emperor every day. That's pretty fucking red pilled, so I don't know what to tell you.
True.
Well, we're gonna have a good
Well,
one. Let's get into it.
cool. I'm going to start by reading a quote here by the famous philosopher Hadaway, who once wrote, "What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me
No more."
no more.
I thought you actually had something.
No.
Wow, incredible.
I was
No.
waiting for you to say it so I could go, don't hurt
No.
me.
Yeah. You put that in there as like the first topic is like, what is love? And I was like, I have to throw that joke in. I love that song. I love that song by Hadaway. It's so good. Well, let's talk about it. So love is not a single emotion, but a variety of bonds that shape how people relate to one another. Philosophers often describe 8 forms of love drawn from ancient Greek ideas. Eros is passionate, romantic love driven by desire and attraction, while philia represents the deep loyalty and respect shared between friends. Storge is the natural affection found within families, such as between parents and children. And agape is selfless love that gives without expecting anything in return. Ludus describes playful love, flirtation, and the excitement of a new affection, while pragma is practical, enduring love that develops over time through commitment and shared responsibility. Philautia is the love of the self, which can be healthy self-respect or dangerous vanity. And mania is obsessive, consuming love that borders on fixation. Together, these 8 forms show that love can manifest in many different ways, from gentle care and companionship to sacrifice, devotion, and even destructive obsession. And as we were kind of saying before, a lot of these words like have held through the English language. We typically see them when it's talked about love within biblical standpoints, because obviously one of the first languages of the Bible was Greek. So this is where we get a lot of different representation of love. Mania, I mean, come on, we still use mania today. So there's a lot of different things here where that kind of go hand in hand. So pragma, pragmatic, practical, things like that. So yeah. But I'm sure Logan's going to get into a little bit more definition. But yeah, what do you got, Mark?
Like, I went to a Christian school, so like were public school people kind of taught these definitions, you think? Did either of you guys kind of hear any of this growing up in like that kind of environment?
I went to Christian schools, and then in high school in Arizona I went to a charter school that had a lot of Catholic leadership, but part of the classical education that we did is we read a lot of older texts, and some of them, like Dante, had this type of stuff in it, so we learned it through attrition, not
Okay.
direct studying of biblical principles.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the key things to being a human is like, what is love? Like, this is how we relate to each other. Like right now, we're relating through loving one another. We're doing like affiliate type love, the friendship, the brotherhood, you know, we're bonding over ideas and
Mhm.
making each other laugh and all that kind of stuff and sharing. Um, there's so many ways to love each other. And like, it's weird telling your homeboy that you love him because in the English language, you just got that one word, you know, but you know, if you haven't heard these, we're going to go through them a little more detail and break them down into how they relate into 40K. But I definitely recommend like study these, man, and then try to like relate them to your own life. It will
Mhm.
really help you out in like relationships, not only just like romantic ones, but also friends or family or like the sense of duty. That's a type of love or the self-sacrificing. So yeah, it's very interesting. I found it very helpful growing up and being able to categorize stuff like this. That's all.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good way to put it. It opens up your dynamics and kind of spectrum of what that can be. And sometimes it's not weird at all. Logan and I, and then this is no joke, we tell each other we love each other all the time. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I
every time
know
I see him, I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, well, your guys'
Love
love
you,
is
buddy.
mania, and it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
It's really not. I don't know why people are weird about it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about some of the types of loves, starting with eros, the romantic or passionate love. This is a physical attraction, desire, and romantic passion. It's the type most people think of when they hear the word love. In a 40K context, this would apply to things like romantic relationships between civilians, officers and nobles having partners, the reproductive aspect of human life in the Imperium, and I would argue, dare I say, the orcs' love of war.
Romantic, passionate. Okay, they're pretty passionate when it comes to that.
Dare I say? I feel like
That's
they're kind of
that could be
passionately in love with
debatable.
that. Okay, debate me. Let's go.
Mania.
Mania, yeah, okay, yeah. Back to the
Well, I
mania.
haven't read Mania yet, so all I read
Okay,
is my
okay.
part.
Okay.
As of now, they're very passionate with their eros of the war.
Okay. Well, they're also pretty philia too. They call each other their boys. Oh, that's my boy. So philia, friendship slash brotherhood. This is a deep friendship, loyalty, and mutual respect between equals. Examples in 40K: Astra Militarum squad mates, Space Marine battle brother bonds, long-serving ship crews. Like those ship crews that go on like 25-year voyages or generational voyages or whatever. Yeah, you like that's a different type of bond that you get with those type of ship people for sure.
So it's
Do
like
you
a
think the
camaraderie kind of?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
do you think the Primarchs had that before Horus blew everything up?
some
Oh,
for
for
sure
sure.
would. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like probably a
That's a
good
good point.
example of this one would be Horus and Sanguinius, actually, where they both really respected each other and really liked each other. And then it turned tragic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I haven't gotten to the part of the book. What happened? What happened?
Oh, I don't want to
Are they
tell.
not friends
He's still
anymore?
on he's still on the Horus friendship.
Yeah, I'm on Horus Rising chapter 2. What do you mean they had
The
beef?
horse friendship.
At some point, friendship becomes heresy. Okay. So Storge, which is actually looks like it's pronounced storge, but it's Storge.
As the resident
Which is
dyslexic, I'm glad you got that because every time I've read it, I saw storage. I'm like, that's weird, but it's not mine, so I didn't bother to fix it.
that's a good point. I saw that, and I had Google thankfully saved me because I looked it up, and the first thing it came up with was the pronunciation. So I was like, oh, okay,
There you go.
Storge. All right. This is familial love, la family. This is the Vin Diesel love, la familia. This is the Godfather love. So it's the natural love between family members. So obviously parents and children, noble dynasties. So any sense of like your proud family lineage, kind of knight house bloodlines. So it big time when we talk about like knights in 40K, like their house, the bloodlines, all of that would be Storge. Also, I wonder, and maybe this doesn't come into it, but would you put like gene stealer cults into this because it is a bloodline, a strain?
Yeah, and like they talk about like when they give birth, like when they give birth to the gene stealer baby or whatever, like a human give birth to first generation gene stealers, it's this hideous mutated creature, but the mother loves it so much and so dearly and deeply, like nothing else matters, and they're sacrifice their life for that disgusting little filth monster. So yeah, absolutely, gene stealer would be a great one.
But is that actual sense of love or brainwashing from the hive mind? That's an honest question. I don't know enough about gene stealers.
Yeah, I think it's love, man. I think it's familial love for sure. Like it is their offspring. It still is their offspring.
Well,
and like,
is it
sure...
love or Stockholm syndrome? Which one?
Did you guys ever see the Warhammer TV episode? I don't want to spoil things, but just like if you know what I'm talking about, did you ever see the Warhammer TV episode that involves this?
No.
Okay, then I'm not going to say anything. But there's a
I'll
really
watch it
cool.
as soon as you catch up on Space King.
That doesn't sound like that's going to happen anytime soon. Interesting. All right.
I think that's me now with agape love, the selfless or unconditional love, a universal sacrificial love given without expecting anything in return. In 40K, this is often expressed as devotion to the emperor, martyrdom for the Imperium, and the saints sacrificing themselves for humanity. In real life, this is the love that they use to describe how God loves humanity. So it's applicable that this is what they apply probably to devotion to the emperor, but one might try to argue the emperor does this, but I don't know if the
I
don't think so. I don't think the emperor actually loves his galaxy. It feels like it's just something for him to do.
So the next one is ludus, or playful love. It's flirtation, teasing, and the fun early stages of attraction. In the grimdark setting, this would mostly appear in Hive City nightlife. Oh, you get those drugs flowing, you're dancing, the raving. Oh, yeah. Young relationships, always flirty and new and exciting. And off-duty guard interactions. Like, you've served on this 3-year-long campaign and you haven't seen any titties in 3 years. And then you finally get that break and you're chatting up that young girl at the bar, legally of age, mind you.
No. This is supposed to be the wholesome fun part of it. Not the titty bar part of it.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, the fun, playful
hard disagreeing
part.
with you. The playful love when you go to a strip club. What? No.
Sorry,
Mark,
I fell into mania.
Bad Mark.
Fell into the mania.
I was also gonna say that's a heavy assumption that this guard has not interacted with any Slaaneshi demons whatsoever.
That was also true. I was like, off-duty guard interactions. Bold to assume everybody's not flirting with everybody on a base.
Oh yeah. What we just did there, guys, we just did a little ludus together. That playful banter. Yeah, so that's a fun love. I like that one. That's one of my ones I like to do with my wife, actually. The couple that laughs together stays together for sure. If you can keep that one going, you're gonna have a fun time at least.
Yeah, that's why Logan and I are really close too.
For sure.
So,
totally.
Yeah,
I'm really funny.
Okay, less so now. All right.
Wait till you hear what I read after this part.
Okay, perfect. Pragma, or as we kind of know it now, pragmatic. So, or pragmatism. So, pragma is the enduring or practical love. It is long-term commitment built on duty, capability, and stability rather than passion itself. So the examples here in 40K would be like arranged noble marriages, political marriages between imperial houses, long-term voidship partnerships. I would say also just this is partnership in general in the sense of less romantic and more so it could be business, It could be military partnerships. I think that kind of goes hand in hand here too. Alliances, maybe that's kind of the key word here, like an alliance
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, that'd be a good word
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
were talking before we started recording that when people call partners, that I don't know why that's always bothered me. It felt weird, but I think this is why, because it just feels so pragmatic to take a special romantic relationship with someone and be like, this is my partner. That's a very pragmatic way to look at it. And that, I don't know, that just drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's a very practical love as opposed to a passionate love.
Yeah, like my significant other, my spouse, something. The partner thing feels too pragmatic to me.
I can understand that. I can find the little disagreement because I take pride in that sometimes, where it's almost like saying this is my person, like this is my one kind of thing, like partner. Like a partner is a very like I see what you're saying, but just for the defense part of it, like
no,
I don't know, it feels a little bit like this is my other.
Yeah, I get why people do it. It's weird. It still doesn't. It doesn't click with me all the time because I see partners in cop shows. I see partners in law firms. I see partners in all these places. Like, oh yeah, my partner. I'm like, your coworker? Oh no. His wife. Okay, I'm there. Yeah, it's a me being weird problem. Okay. It's too pragmatic for me.
Too pragmatic.
Well, all right, but now we're going to talk about myself because we're going to talk about philatia, which is the self-love. The love of oneself. What'd you say?
It sounds like like the way it looks is like Felicia, but it's not. No, like the way this is written, yeah. It is not Felicia.
Yeah, everyone can't see now. I had to put the pronunciation in here because he said it earlier. I'm like, I don't think that was right, so I went and looked it up. It's philatia.
Philatia.
It's kind of like fatia with an L, though. Is what it sounds like. But all right, it's self-love. The love of oneself. This could be a healthy self-respect or destructive narcissism, which we're working on, chat. We'll get there. I'm kidding. But in 40K, it can appear as noble arrogance, chaos champions egos, or simply survival instincts, or that one ultramarine that got Titus arrested in the first Space Marine. That's all I'm saying. He was too full of himself.
Too full of himself.
Full of himself.
Leandros goes home every night and self-loves for sure.
He really does. He called the Black Templars for nothing, if I'm being honest, because he felt like he wasn't the big boy. So here we are.
It's tisk. And the last love we'll get into is mania, obsessive love, possessive, jealous, and unstable love. This fits very well within the setting. Chaos cult obsession, Slaanesh worship, fanatical devotion to leadership or cause. Like all the loves up until now have almost been or have been positive, where this one has that almost dark twist to it, where you can take it to its crazy limits. You love somebody so much, I will murder the entire galaxy for you to be with you. Like that's a little much there, Greg. You don't need to do that, Oh,
easy, Horus.
Easy, Horus.
I have memes on my phone that are so you're saying you would shoot someone if they were trying to steal your dog, which means you value your dog's life more than a person, and it's just a dude pointing a rifle at the camera. I think it falls under mania a little bit, so I get that.
Mania. Yeah.
And I will concede the orcs are manic. I was wrong about that.
Okay, good. I like that. See, we're all learning. This is why we have to do these little context bits before we get into it all, so we can learn. Yeah.
True.
Cool. Well, all right, moving forward. Love in 40K. So nothing says love like the grim darkness of the far future, But in said grim darkness of the far future, love in 40K is rarely tender or private, or rarely apparent at all, I would say. At least in an obvious sense. So it is forged in the shadow of duty, war, and devotion to the emperor. It takes if you're Imperial, if you're not, then it is hatred for the emperor. But it takes the form of fleeting glances in transport corridors. I just imagined the off-duty guard just like, hey, what's going on? So it takes the form of fleeting glances in transport corridors, quiet letters sent between soldiers on distant worlds, or the shared rituals of service among citizens who understand that survival itself is an act of loyalty. Romance is often subordinated to duty, and passion can be tinged with fear or fear of loss, fear of the warp, fear of being accused of heresy. In some words, love may be ritualized and propagandized, existing more as a reflection of imperial ideals rather than personal desire. While on harsher death worlds, it might be illicit, dangerous, or even fatal. Yet in this universe of endless war, the human impulse to connect persists, revealing that devotion, whether to a person, a regiment, or the emperor, can become the closest thing to intimacy in a galaxy consumed by fire. Well written on that one, Mark. That was beautiful. Honestly, really good.
Like, if you haven't found true love, like I didn't believe in soulmates until I got with my wife, like, but she's my soulmate. And if you don't have that, like, man, the world fucking sucks. But if you have that, you can conquer anything. It's not that bad. Like if you have that true love, man, it's powerful. It beats the grim dark every time. It can.
Yeah, definitely.
That is beautiful as well. And to some of our lonely listeners, that doesn't mean you won't get it. So just because you don't have it now.
Yeah. Stop listening to me tell you about love and go out and find it. You're gonna have to go hit up some chicks. I'm telling you.
Are there any chicks in our Discord?
Wow, we just went off.
Do we have a dating
I don't want to
section
out
in the
myself.
Discord? Are we
Okay,
gonna
Chicks, dudes, all in between, whatever. There you go.
Yeah. Chicks, dicks, whatever you want. We got it on the Discord.
It's on the Discord.
No,
for $15.99 a month now.
No.
Oh man. So love can bloom in 40K, and like I said, what spawned this episode is some Imperial romance literature that actually exists in the 40K universe. Imperial romance literature exists within a narrow boundaries of the Imperial's rigid moral and religious doctrine, often portrayed as love secondary to duty, faith, and service to the Emperor. Stories frequently frame relationships in terms of sacrifice, loyalty, and responsibility to produce future servants of the Imperium. Blended affection with themes of devotion and obedience, even the most sentimental tales tend to reinforce imperial ideals, presenting romance not as rebellion against the system, but as another way citizens can honor the throne and humanity's survival. Yeah, like it's almost like that pragma love, like that's how they really push it. Like humanity only survives and endures if like you love each other enough to sacrifice yourself, to do stuff for each other, to reproduce with each other. That's a big one. Yeah. So the very first book we're gonna dive into it's called, so this is like an actual like in-universe 40K book. It's not all written out, obviously, but it's got a title and it's a killer. My wish to generate children with you is only exceeded by my devotion to him. And what this book is about is within the vast and often obscured cultural landscape of the Imperium of Man, few literary works capture the strange intersection of romance and duty as vividly as the in-universe novel, My Wish to Generate Children with You is only exceeded by my devotion to him. Presented as a devotional romance, the book tells the story of two loyal Imperial servants whose affection for one another is constantly framed beneath their greater obligation to the Emperor of mankind and the survival of humanity. The tone is earnest, patriotic, and almost propagandistic, portraying love not as a private indulgence, but as another avenue through which citizens may serve the Imperium, whether by raising future servants of the throne or by sacrificing personal happiness for duty. Its famously long and awkward title perfectly reflects the priority of imperial society. Even in matters of heart, devotion to the emperor must always come first. And this is about two Kriegsmen on the paradise world of Krieg, is how they describe this book. And anyone who knows Krieg, whatever their planet's called, I forget what it's called. I guess it's just called Krieg. It's not a paradise world.
What are you talking about? It's the best place to go for vacations and honeymoons.
Yeah, you'll find love there. So that little blurb that we just read, that does exist. Like that's kind of all we actually legitimately know about this book. Now, I did ask old chatbot. I'm like, hey, based on what this title is, what do you think's in this book? And I got chatbot to write up 5 different excerpts. So these excerpts are not actually real 40K things, but I think they're pretty fucking funny still.
Oh God. Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting then. So, all
I'm
right.
scared.
I'm a little too, so I don't know what I'm reading, but here we go. Okay. The wind over the plains of Krieg carried the scent of sacred
Can you
ash.
can you do it in can you do it in
Beneath.
like a sexier voice, like a little more like
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll get a little closer to the microphone here. Okay.
Yeah,
It feels like I'm reading like 50 Shades of Grey Nights, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The wind over the plains of Krieg carried the scent of sacred ash. Beneath the gray sky, where the trenches cut the earth like devotional scars, I saw you for the first time. Your rebreather hung at your chest, your eyes bright with the strange courage our world. What the? Hang on. I got to read this sentence before I say it. Oh, God.
I just before you started reading yours, I was reading mine to see how weird it was.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hang on. I've got it. I've got it. This is a weird sentence, but I'm going to say it anyways. Okay. Your rebreather hung at your chest, your eyes bright with that strange courage our world breeds in its daughters. In that moment, I knew 2 truths of my heart: that I wish to generate children with you, and that such a desire must forever remain second to my devotion to him, the undying emperor of mankind.
That was such a wild sentence.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Classic.
Jeez.
Great excerpt from that book.
Mine is not that bad.
We'll progress the story of these lovers. Excerpt 2.
Excerpt 2. You spoke softly of duty, of the tithe of the regiments departing for the distant stars. Even in those quiet words, I heard the thunder of artillery and the prayers of our ancestors. If we are blessed, you told me, our children will serve him as faithfully as we do. I felt my heart swell, for no greater love can exist between 2 citizens than the promise to raise new servants of the throne.
True. Yeah. Deep, man. Deep. That's love.
Yeah.
All right. Excerpt
So
3.
out of pocket.
The cathedral shelters rang with the hymns of night. Candles burned before the golden Aquila, and we knelt together among the faithful. I dared to take your hand only after the final prayer was spoken. And even then our clasp was brief. 2 souls united not by passion alone, but by shared obedience. In the Imperium, love is never separate from worship.
How strange that affection should bloom even on Krieg. Yet perhaps it is not strange at all. For what is love, if not another form of sacrifice? The soldiers who march into the void offer their lives to him. We who remain offer our future. To bear children in his name is simply another kind of battlefield. Love is a battlefield. Oh, man. There's so many good puns and jokes in this. It's great.
I hope the audio or listeners can up and get the video on, because you could see us trying not to laugh the whole time we're reading these.
So
We're
good.
just like biting our fingers like
Yeah.
It's the combination of the voices and the words, you know.
oh dude, it really is. It's so I almost choked in mine, but all right, let's see if I can get through this one. When the transport's sirens wailed and your regiment was called away, you turned only once before boarding the carrier. If the Emperor wills it, you said, I will return to you. I bowed my head in reverence, not grief. For whether we meet again in this life or the next, my devotion remains unchanged. I desire 1,000 children with you, but I desire his glory more. Things Magnus should have said for $100.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's
tragic
so good.
turn though in the story. The loves got separated, but you know, they're still gonna do their duty.
But where's part 2? Does she get back with him? Or does he get back with her? I don't know which one was leaving.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for the second book. We generated many children together for the Emperor, but it's still being written. But we'll get there.
I want
Let's
to
just
say, so I did a little chat botting myself when Logan was reading the first one. I had it come up with a list of romance novels in the 40K Imperium universe. So we've got a few here that might work, but this is just a fun little break here. So we have Pride and Prometheum.
my favorite.
Yeah.
They said 50 Shades of Chaos. I'm going with my personal
Yeah.
creation of 50 Shades of Grey Knights. Like, come on, that's good.
Yeah, even the artwork for this episode, I have a Grey Knight handing a rose to a sister to battle. So you're bang on with your title there.
Yeah. Let's get Necronmantic. It's all right.
Ew.
A little heretical, but yeah.
Yeah.
If you like your vibrators, this is the type of book you want to read.
Slaanesh and Sensibility.
No, boo. Boo.
Oh my god.
I love this one. Okay. Heretic in the streets, tech priest in the sheets.
Oh my god.
For the audio listeners, Court and Mark are leaning back laughing hysterically, and I'm staring horrified at the screen.
Horrified.
It's just
Heretic in the streets, tech priest in the sheets. It's hilarious.
I love it.
Commissar's kiss.
Machine.
Yeah. The Emperor protects my heart.
What's a Valentine's card?
Really dumb one, but it says, "Tell me how to live." Tell me how to live. And we'll just say my favorite one here is, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only love.
True, dude. So true.
Yeah. New tagline, GW. You can have it. It's yours.
It's free. You just have to credit Lorehammer.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all yours.
Yeah. Cool. So while those ones were all chatbot generated, we do have one other official, like, in-universe GW publication that they've come up with. It's called the Demi Scutio Science Romance Digest. And it is a collection of thrilling tales where the cold frontiers of science collide with the fiery passions of the human heart. Set aside the vast imperialist backdrop of the Imperium, its stories follow brave adepts, void ship officers, scholars, and explorers who might navigate both the dangers of the galaxy and the mysteries of love. Between plasma reactors, star charts, and the endless darkness of the void, unlikely bonds are forged and tested by duty, distance, and unforgiving demands of the Emperor's realm. Equal parts adventure, speculation, and melodrama, the digest offers readers a rare glimpse of hope, devotion, and human connection amid the grim machinery of the far future.
What is the purpose, you think, of this? Do you think that this, because it is in universe, do you think this is more like a propaganda tool? Like that it's created, distributed, and to provide some sense of hope and less bleakness and less like nihilism amongst populations?
Yeah, like that's all I could think, that these are like propaganda pieces, like especially one like this one where it seems to be like mass distributed, like a digest, like yeah, like a bunch of articles. Like it's not just one person writing a book. Like this is a collection of tales, like
okay.
It's sitting on an inquisitor's office waiting room, just on the table with a bunch of other magazines.
Yeah, exactly. So once again, that's kind of all GW described about that book in universe. I got Chatbot to write up based on that description. What do you give us an example of one of these encounters? So here's what we got.
Sure. All right. Issue 883. The reactor choir hummed like a distant cathedral as adept engineer Hallex leaned over the Auspex console. Beyond the adamantine glass of the observation gallery, the void burned with silent lightning. The plasma drives of the fleet igniting the darkness of space. "You should rest," said Magos Biologus Saratha. Her mechadendrites folded like iron wings behind her. Yet even through the vox grill of her mask, there lingered something dangerously human. there lingered concern. Halleck laughed softly. In 3 hours, the fleet translates into the warp. In 4, we may all be dust or saints. For a moment, neither spoke. The machine's spirits chanted, the stars drifted, and somewhere in the endless engines of the ship, 1,000,000,000 tons of machinery prayed. Then, Saratha said quietly, placing a cold augmetic hand upon his sleeve, then perhaps the Omnissiah will forgive us one moment of inefficiency. Which really, actually, I'm reading this, it should actually be, then Saratha said quietly, placing a cold augmented hand upon his sleeve. Perhaps the Omnissiah will forgive us one moment of inefficiency.
It's even worse. You made it worse.
I know.
I was like, this is weird. And then I forgot it's through a Fox thing.
Yeah.
I think it was perfect. I think you did
There you
that
go.
read justice. I personally don't like inefficient love making. I like to be very efficient at it. Bingo, bango, in, out, no time wasted. You know, no sad faces at the end of the day. Much like people here. What a stupid episode of Lorehammer this is.
This is so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Sad
Yeah.
faces over here is what's throwing me.
You kind of asked that question, like, what do you think this is for? And kind of going over it, I wonder how much of this would like actually be kind of from the Mechanicum point of view, like, because it's that science aspect of it, and that's like just the Mechanicum realm. So I wonder if it's all kind of from that point of view. The Demiscutio, does that mean anything, or is that just like a person's name? I wonder.
I would assume it's someone's name. But I don't see this as being written by Mechanicum or being distributed by them, because they don't give a shit. If anything, the flesh is weak because there's emotions too. Like, I think that this is something that, right?
She's into him, but
it doesn't have to be written from them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Are we saying that this is just this? I would say this is not of the Mechanicum's library.
Is this tech priest fetish content? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You just read some tech priest.
I'm saying it is. I'm saying it is, and I'm saying it's not written. It's written by human, not tech priest.
Yeah. I think I like it better where it's like you go into the Inquisitor's room and like on the waiting room table, you can pick up one of these magazines where it's just kind of like this mass distributed like information kind of propaganda.
That makes this. Wouldn't this be heresy? Would this not be heresy?
Yeah, they're still on the Emperor's time, I guess. Oh,
I meant the article, not what the people in the article are doing. The article itself.
No, I know.
Mark didn't.
I don't know.
Mark is like, I don't know. They're clocked in, so they're not really supposed to be doing that. It's like, that wasn't the problem.
They should be working.
Yeah, they should be working. Like, what?
He's all about the efficiency.
Oh, he's locked in on the efficiency part of this. He's like, yeah, they're clocked in. Yeah. They should be working. This is after hours or on your break talk. I don't know why they're doing this.
I don't see it as obvious heresy in the sense, because there's nothing going against the Emperor. There's nothing going against any sort of authority. It's really just, I think things like this are allowed to exist within the Imperium because it offers a sense of hope. With it, it's really riding the line. It's offering a sense of hope without offering a sense of autonomy, in the sense that you can kind of do whatever you want and you can kind of like follow your heart, follow your dreams, follow love. No. There's a sense of duty, but there's also this little bit of hope. I think it rides the line there where it's giving you both, and it's not giving you these grandized, dreams of finding something outside of what your normal life is. Because to do that, I think, is heresy. To do that, to give hope, to give dreams in that way, to give a sense of greater purpose that does not tie into the Imperium or the Emperor specifically, that is where heresy lies.
Yeah. I like that kind of concept for sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I wish these books actually were full books. I would read them. I wouldn't read any 40K novels except for these two, but I would
I'm
read
glad they
those.
don't exist.
It
Get
is now
weird.
my new life's goal to complete these books. I will be gathering stories.
Do
If
it.
you have lovemaking stories that you want to share, send me them. I will include them in my science and romance digest.
It's going to be his fourth
Dude,
podcast,
you should.
Warhammer Smut. He's just going to read Warhammer romance fan fiction.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this, and I will be a guest anytime on that because it's hilarious.
He wants to be the robot tech priest every time.
Every time.
Dude, I've got a studio full of stuff here. I will come up with the weird, sexy mechanical voice. I'm surrounded by synthesizers. I'm not kidding. We'll do this.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Let's talk about some in-universe examples of love. We have, is that Cyphus or Caiaphas?
I think we've always said Caiaphas.
Caiaphas? All right. Caiaphas Kane and Amberly Vale. That is such a normal name for 40K. I'm Amberly Vale. Probably the most functional romantic relationship in 40K. Kane is a self-proclaimed coward who constantly ends up saving the Imperium based. Amberly is a sharp and powerful inquisitor who knows exactly what he is. I'm sorry, what? What?
What do you?
Which one? Wait, which one's the girl? Is Caiaphas the girl?
No, that's the man. He's a.
Oh, wait. Wait, a powerful inquisitor knows exactly
Caiaphas
what.
Kane's a commissar.
Oh, okay.
No.
I misread that. I misread that. I'm like, wait a minute.
He's the classic commissar that we see in
what
with the pointy hat.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought this was Amberly, sharp, powerful inquisitor knows exactly what he, meaning the inquisitor. No, he meaning the guy. Okay, I'm caught up. I'm dumb. I'm there.
Got him.
I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Cut that. Amberly's. All right. Their dynamic is great because she calls out his nonsense. He genuinely cares about her. Their relationship feels surprisingly normal for the setting. And the best part, Amberly is still literally editing Kane's memoirs. So half the romance comes through her sarcastic footnotes. So
Nice.
based. So
That's
based.
cool.
That's how all romance should be, sarcastic.
Yeah, like this one, it just seemed like it was just kind of normal. Like a nice normal love. No crazy tech priests involved, nothing like that. Just kind of two people thrown into the world who kind of found each other,
I'd read their novel.
Yeah, they got many, I think. The next two we'll talk about, pretty well known, is Gavriel Loken and Tarek Torgadon. One of the best friendships and brotherhood relationships in the Horus Heresy. Both were captains of the Luna Wolves and close members of the Mournival. Their relationship shows Space Marine brotherhood, humor among super soldiers, and tragedy when the Heresy fractures the Legion. Like they go on the same side together, and their legions turn on them. So they kind of get that that bond of like, okay, now we've been hurt by our brothers, but we still have each other at least. Like we're still good. You got my back there, Tarek. I got yours, Gavriel. So that's a very good one. And when the Legion turns, their friendship becomes one of the emotional casualties, unfortunately.
Dude, their friendship and their bond in those books is awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It just even individually, those characters are really rad.
Yeah.
You're like, these are some stand-up dudes.
Yeah. So that's a great example, not of like, our classic definition of love, but that's that brotherhood love. What was that one called? That was the philia.
Philia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Then we have Septimus and Octavia from the Night Lords trilogy by ADB, Aaron Dembski-Bowden. This one is fascinating because it's a romance that forms inside a chaos warband. Septimus is a human slave/serf. Octavia is a navigator, and they're surrounded by murderers and monsters, yet somehow develop a fragile human relationship. So I would say maybe the environment helps lend for such moments of tenderness, because when you're surrounded by those things, the little moments of joy and pure human connection tend to be maybe even a little bit more noticeable and extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool one.
Oh, sorry, I have
Excuse
one more. And it's one of the rare examples of love surviving inside a chaos environment. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I
kind of
would say
crazy.
very rare, obviously, because yeah, that one of the small examples of love surviving in chaos environment. Also, one of the just examples of anything surviving in a chaos environment.
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty crazy.
yeah.
All right. The next one is the one I'm pretending not to know anything about. Horus Lupercal and Sanguinius. A tragic relationship between Primarchs. Guys, what happened?
What? No.
What happened to them? This is where I'm at. Before the heresy, Horus is deeply respected by Sanguinius. Sanguinius trusted Horus. Their bond represents brotherhood and admiration among the Primarchs. When Horus does what? When he falls to chaos, that brotherhood becomes one of the great tragedies of the Imperium. It shows how love and loyalty can be twisted into betrayal. Truly a tragic story.
Yeah, nothing sucks more than when your homeboy betrays you, man. That cuts to the bone. And then when he slaughters you, that's even shittier.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
when my
think we
homeboy
spent
betrays me and then I have to go kill him with my dad and he gets me first. It's rough.
I hate it. I hate when that
I hate
happens.
I hate it.
yeah, it's classic.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah. But fool me twice, strike three.
I'm bringing my mom with me for the second time.
When I read that though, when I read that section, the fight between them, I think we talked about this before in an episode, but I cried. Like it is rough.
Brutal.
That's
Yeah.
a brutal read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next one, I decided to include this one as kind of a meme. So do not take any of this as any real lore, but reboot Gilliman and our sweet Eldar Ho Yvrain. This one is half serious, half meme in the fandom. Yvrain, an Eldari priestess, played the major role in reviving Gilliman. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you why the Ultramarines let this fucking xenos witch into their most holy of holy places. Couldn't tell you, don't know, but they did. The Imperium and the Eldar cooperating created tons of fan speculation. Ooh, lovers in the night, perhaps. Whether romantic or not, the dynamic is interesting because it represents a rare human Eldari alliance. Yeah, sure, kind of interesting. Political trust between ancient enemies and endless memes about Gilman dating an Eldar, which honestly I hate. Like I'm not a big fan of gooning in 40K. Like I hate going on Reddit and you just see all this fucking sick gooner art of like Gilliman and Eldar. Just like get a fucking job, you bums. I don't know. That shit's rank. That'll corrupt your soul. So this one,
her female tech priests and Tau are the top 3 things.
Oof,
that are in
rough.
there.
It's rough.
How do you know, Logan?
Good question.
I'm on Reddit. I scroll through the Reddit.
It's funny because like, and I'm half joking here, like we were a little bit about this, but like Warhammer's a community of nerds, which we all are, and we've all been lonely, and the 3 of us have been lonely, dumb men at some point, and dumb boys at some point. So it's funny that the lore or the Warhammer community takes a selfless, maybe selfish in the sense of the grand scheme, act of a female to a male in the story, and they're like, oh, she loves him, it's got to be love, like, and which I just picture as like, and again, I'm half kidding because I love the community, but like some fat slobby neckbeard gets looked at by a female. I'm like, oh yeah, she totally wants me. I'll ask her if she wants some like Cheetos. Like chill, bro. Like,
that's the
just
vibe.
Because it's like one interaction and they automatically go, it's love.
It's
love.
Yeah.
Like calm your jets, bro.
Yeah, like that's a heresy for sure. And their relationship doesn't fit into any of the 8s, not even Mania. It doesn't fit into anything. It's just a joke. But I thought I'd throw it in there anyways because it's kind of fun.
Well, and
I thought
Eldar
it was
have
canon
such huge
for a while.
You did?
I did, because I didn't know. I hadn't read that part of the lore because I was focusing on heresy stuff. I was like, oh, cool. Gilliman and Eldar got together. Neat. And I just moved on with my life.
No, like nothing like that ever happened. Like not even, they didn't even touch hands, like nothing. Like it's not.
That is not real love.
Gilliman's only attraction is like spreadsheets, he's like, that's all I want.
He's a nerd.
Yeah.
Show me that Excel spreadsheet again.
Yeah.
There's so many columns.
I don't know why. I know
Uh,
everything's really digital, but I'm always picturing like he's just all the spreadsheets are on scrolls, like really long
Oh
scrolls.
yeah, it's data scrolls, baby. Data
So
scrolls.
it's like
for
they
sure.
print it.
Perfect.
They print. They're like, okay, now print this for Big G. He's gonna read it like
Yeah.
like he's a Roman god staring at everybody.
And then like the servitor's like, yeah, but he knows that we get it, we can have it digitally, right? They're like, shut up, print it. He wants it printed.
This is
Don't you
rules
know?
of cool.
Yeah.
Paper is eternal.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So there's some fun little examples. I'm sure you could think of any more. I would like to hear if you guys have some 40K examples. Like I don't read a lot of 40K novels, so I had to kind of get some exterior information from this as opposed to like in universe 40K novels. So yeah, if you have any specific relationships in 40K you want me to highlight, email me, and it'd be kind of fun to know that stuff. But yeah, now we'd jump to reproduction across the galaxy. We kind of learn about how things make love and make babies.
Yeah. So when a male guardsman loves a woman guardsman and the feelings are right, then we get little guards people. No, so more seriously, the humans in the Imperium of Man reproduce biologically, just like real humans, through sexual reproduction. The often controls populations, the programs, particularly on hive worlds, but most reproduction is natural.
But
Yep.
yeah, like, you know, it's funny we mentioned that Krieg romance novel and how they want to reproduce with each other, even though they're like, technically, aren't they all vat grown? Like, there isn't really that reproduction aspect with the Kriegsmen. But maybe once you're like vat grown, then maybe you can have children or something, or if you're off world, maybe. But
maybe that's their expression of love because it's unattainable. Like I want it so much that that's what I want. That's the like.
Yeah.
I know this can never happen, but that's what I want with you. You know.
Yeah, I like.
It's like saying I'll love you forever, even though like you're dead in 60 years.
Sure.
You
Okay,
know?
that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So chaos, though, on the other hand, like for humans and demons, chaos influenced humans reproduce normally, but corruption from the warp can mutate or sterilize in some cases. Demons do not reproduce biologically because they are manifestations of the warp, spontaneously created by the emotions and the worship of mortals. So they're not even. I mean, they themselves aren't technically biological, really. So not going to happen.
Yeah.
I've never actually thought about where the demons come from. I just assumed they existed.
They come from your butt.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what I was taught, you know, growing up in that Christian upbringing, but maybe you guys had a different childhood than me.
The only thing close to that, so I never heard that in real life, but there was a dude who posted a story on Reddit about a traumatic situation with his butt and his parent, and he got taken out of the parent's household, but it was because she thought demons came out of his butt. It was a whole, I was like, what is this happening? This is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say the whole story for Loreham Illegal, but it was, if you know, you know, and it was very sad.
If you know butt demons, you know butt demons.
If you know butt demons, you know butt demons.
I mean, I've had food poisoning before, and I feel like that's pretty close to butt demons, but I don't even want to know the story you're talking about.
Yeah, food poisoning. I have a butt demon story. When I was younger, we had a bunch of steaks, and they were delicious. I think the best steak I've ever had in my life. But we're in a cabin too. I don't remember where, but we're in a cabin. It's my first time seeing snow. It's great. And like 3 a.m, I just have pain in my guts, and it's just slow. I can feel it slowly working my through, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what to do.
That's
and
the warp. That's the warp, baby.
The warp was in my stomach, but I was stupid and I was a kid, so I just kind of kept it to myself. And then I went to the bathroom, and finally it all passed through me. I was feeling a bone dragging along my entire intestine the entire time.
Oh,
And then it finally came out. Yeah, and I was looking in the toilet. I'm like, I should probably go get an adult. So I think I woke my mom up. I'm like, I need you to come look at my poo. She was like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I hurt and my poo's weird looking. I'm looking at
How
it.
did we get here?
Butt demons. It
Butt
felt like a butt
demons.
demon. It was
Yeah.
very
That's
painful
their
experience.
claw. Their claw
Yeah.
dragging against
It-
your intestine.
Oh God.
I could see the bone too
Oh,
sticking in the floating.
gosh.
It was like, but yeah, that was a
Okay.
butt demon.
All right. It's one way to eat a steak, I guess. Bone and
Yeah,
all.
I didn't
That's
even
one
remember
way to-
eating the bone is the crazy thing. I think I must have just been scarfing everything down because that was painful.
That's one way for me to continue my mostly vegan life. Right there.
Right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's happened once out of thousands of steaks. I
Shit,
disavow.
like
I don't even want it once. I don't
Yeah.
care. Once is too many.
Logan, you know now like thousands of people the next time they take a shit are gonna be thinking of you. Like that's what you've just done. You just spawned thousands of people to take a shit and think of you.
It's not the first time, and it probably won't be the last.
It is what it is,
You've
I
just
suppose.
lost Outback Steakhouse thousands of dollars.
Our
Outback
sponsor.
Steakhouse does cause butt demons. Last time I had them, so I have not been in forever. That's another story for another time. All right, let's talk about some xenos reproduction. So the Eldari or the Eldar reproduce sexually, but due to their long lifespan and dwindling numbers, births are rare. Craftworld Eldar often have strict social structures around mating, while Drukhari may use slaves for breeding. Some psychic practices can influence fertility or protect the embryo.
Yeah,
I'm
you know,
sure we don't have it, but I'm picturing like you're in a room and there's a bunch of people around the room going, oh, chanting something to make sure you get pregnant.
you can do it. Yes, think. Yeah, I don't like that, but yeah, probably.
Probably it's ritualistic, I'm assuming.
They, 40K doesn't really describe a whole lot, thankfully, of like the sexual encounters of different creatures, but we do know with Eldar, it's like very psychic oriented for sure. Like, it's just as much psychic as it is like physical.
I've only seen the first Avatar movie, but now I'm picturing when you said it's very psychic, it's like when they touch their tentacle things together and their mind spell.
Oh, yeah.
More than
That's
that.
It's more than
Deeper.
that. Deeper. All right, let's talk about orcs. They reproduce asexually in a unique way, spores. Every orc carries fungal spores that allow the race to grow naturally from deaths or injuries. Essentially, an orc can sprout a new orc colony whenever enough spores accumulate, which is weird because this is where all the fungus memes come from too on what orcs actually are. But that's really crazy. Flesh and bones just come out of spores like that.
Spores, yeah. Yeah, like that's why
I
the
think
only
that's
real
one of the... Oh, go ahead.
That's why the only real way to get rid of these like orc infestations is with that heavy flamer, because like you have to burn those spores, otherwise they're coming back.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. See, I think that's one of the cooler pieces of, like, that's, I'm going to call it almost unnecessary lore, because like it doesn't have to do with like the gameplay or anything like that, but like that they are just so like survivalistic, because they are formed in a completely different way. Like once you get an orc, like theoretically, once you have an orc one on a planet, you're fucked. Like you have to burn them, destroy every remaining little microbial piece of them. Otherwise, there's a possibility.
It's cool too, because it kind of puts them in, it takes them away from like the category of like some type of sentient race and puts into the category of like nature. Like nature is attacking you now, essentially. It's kind of this different enemy. It's like fighting a hurricane. Like, yeah, you can do it, but not really, man. You can kill an orc. He's just gonna spawn more.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that meme of the dude who stands out in the hurricane with a shotgun and an American flag? And he's just blaring Def Leppard, whipping his hair around while he's standing out there.
You can do it.
You can do it. You're not going to win, but you can do it.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then we got the Tyranids. Tyranids reproduce biologically in a strict hive-controlled manner. The hive mind directs organisms like gene stealers, hormigons, and warriors to mutate, evolve, or lay eggs that spawn new bioforms. Individual creatures rarely act independently in reproduction. So Tyranids do have a bunch of different ways, like gene stealers. Yeah, they're using their gene steal ovipositor tongue to insert their DNA in people. Where like I think it's the Norn Queen that's doing lots of the leg aying on the ships. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's the dominatrix. Actually, I forget which one is which. But no, the dominatrix is on the ground and it does lay eggs on the ground on the battlefield. But yeah,
Isn't that
like
one
the
really
Queen
small
alien
though?
and Aliens.
It's only had a model in like Epic, so it's like really small in Epic, but in reality, it's like a huge Titan size creature.
I
would assume so.
One.
Yeah. And then we have Necrons, and they do not reproduce biologically. They were once living beings, the Necron Tur, but transferred their consciousness into immortal robot bodies, so their numbers are fixed unless awakened from stasis. They cannot have children or create new Necrons naturally, which is crazy, because when you kill a Necron, if you can kill a Necron, you have done a serious number to the Necrons. Not like you've actually done a dent to them.
Mm-hmm.
That
we don't often say it, but there is a finite number of Necrons, and we don't know that number obviously because there's still two worlds being awoken. But you're absolutely right, Mark. Like when you kill a Necron, you have literally dwindled the numbers. Like the number is gone and will never come back.
Yeah, very cool.
That is it. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you could transfer like consciousness into another body and whatnot. Like if you have basically like a hard drive. But you cannot replicate. You cannot like reproduce. You cannot.
You're not making another one of those consciousnesses. You might create the new body for it, the new necrodermis, but that consciousness has been
gone. Yeah,
that's cool.
Tau Empire. So the Tau reproduce biologically like humans, obviously via sexual reproduction. Their society encourages controlled reproduction, though, to maintain population and social order, which is perfect for them. Absolutely makes sense because they're all about social control. So,
I thought you were going to say that's perfect and stop the sentence right there.
I love it. I want to see more.
Whoa.
Yep. Love it. Love to see it. Some alien allies of the Tau, like the Kroot, have distinct reproductive methods often involving assimilation or communal breeding practices. I'm kind of glad we don't know much more about that. So the kin or leagues of Votan primarily reproduce through cloning in massive industrial facilities called crucibles. These machines use genetic templates or like clone schemes from Votan ancestors and their ancestor cores to produce mature, specialized clones in batches. While they can technically reproduce sexually, like all like biological humanoid creatures, they almost exclusively rely on the artificial method. I'm curious as to why. Is that just because of like this sense of we can make near perfect? We can make something from
I would think
higher up ancestors. Like why do anything else?
Well, if you're cloning, you know exactly the product you're getting.
Right.
When you're having a kid organically, you don't know what you're getting. And if you need I need more really strong miners, this would be a way to guarantee you get more miners.
Yeah, like that's a good way to fight the waste of the void. Waste of the void, you know. The other thing is like dwarves always have like that strong like ancestor worship theme. So then like, you know, if you can be your ancestor, that's a great way to then carry that ancestor lineage on. If you are literally your ancestor and then your son is also literally your ancestor and you're all just the same dude. Like
yeah. And like Logan was saying, it's a mining based species,
society.
If I can say that. Society and species, like that it's so service based that it's what they rely on for any source of what's the word, prosperity. So why risk it?
Yeah,
like they're so focused on it. Why risk it?
Yeah, like they just talk about traveling the void, and like they have, I forget what they call them, like there's 7 laws or whatever, but like no waste in the void. So if you have like a miscarriage or something, like you just wasted resources. Like that's like a sin to them. So yeah, you just don't risk it.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Reddit's favorite topic: cross-species reproduction.
Yes, we got
Put
there.
your hands down. I don't need to see hand gestures when you do that.
For the audio listeners, all I did was clap above my head.
You're clapping like a dolphin over there, bud.
It was still funny. Oh God, well, nope. 1970s and science and dolphins. We did some horrible things.
But we got Flipper.
Oh yeah. LSD and some weird folks in the 70s. I'll tell you what, you can Google that. I watched a documentary, man. There it is. Go ahead, Logan. Tell the people what they want to hear.
All right. In the Warhammer 40K universe, the idea of cross-species reproduction is largely scientifically impossible, even if 2 species share a humanoid shape. Reproduction depends on compatible genetic material, cellular structures, and reproductive systems, not just external similarity. For example, 2 beings might have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head, but their DNA, chromosome counts, and biochemistry could entirely be incompatible. Attempting to breed across species could result in sterile offspring at best, or nothing at all. In the galaxy of 40K, most cross-species pairings, such as between a human or an Eldar, orcs, or Tyranids, who's writing that fan fiction, are biologically implausible. Even when hybrids exist in the lore, they are usually the result of magical... My monitor just went black. Hang on.
Oh, weird.
Speaking of magic.
Yeah, speaking of magic. Yeah, whatever.
Pray to the Omnissiah.
Yeah, whatever
Pray
the
to
next sentence is, it doesn't want me to read it.
Light your incense.
All right. Result in sterile offspring at best. All right. They are usually the result of magical, psychic, or technological intervention rather than natural reproduction. External shape does not equal genetic compatibility. There was a really funny comic I saw a couple of years ago with Lois Lane and Superman. And Lois is like, yeah, hang on, walk with me. So Lois is in bed, and then Superman takes all of his clothes off, and she goes, "What is that?" And he goes, "My genitals." And she goes, "Why are there claws?" And he's like, "To pinch you." And then the ending panel was, and this is what everyone remembered, that Clark was an alien and not compatible with humans.
So fucked.
What fucking comics are you reading?
It was just a random webcam. Now I gotta justify my existence. Hang on.
Are you sure you didn't just come up with this,
I
Pinchy
didn't.
boy?
Hang on.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, no, it is funny. Like, you can't just fuck an Eldar and make a baby. Like, that's not how biology works. Like, it's incredibly like, you can't even fuck some other humans and make children. Like, there are certain blood types that don't mesh together, and if, like, I forget what it is, but if an A and an O try to make a child, they cannot. You have to take shots and needles and stuff to, like, kind of counter that. Or I'm not a fucking scientist, but I know that is a thing. So yeah, there's no cross-species reproduction. The best we can get is gene stealers, kind of doing their thing.
I mean, that is it though. That is 100% cross-species reproduction. Is the gene stealer,
like that's like
right?
that's I guess that's the perfect example of it, but also the only example.
Yeah.
Logan, stop texting me these dumb comics. I just saw that.
The audio listeners, I want you all to know it took me all of 4 seconds to find this comic, God. So I will not be gaslit into thinking I made this up. God. This is a real thing that I read.
Oh yeah, that's great. Okay,
it is exactly how you described it. All right,
thank you.
That's funny.
Thank you.
All right,
I won't look at Superman the same way again. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Or the story, I forgot what show it was, but there's a show where he has this whole family, like 2 sons, I think, in it. So now you can think of this when you think of the show Superman and his sons.
Okay, let's move forward. Let's talk about another
God, you
great fucking.
can't watch normal stuff like the rest of us. You can't watch
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. He's
Oh
watching.
yeah, no. You two all excited about the mechanicum in the bed thing, and I'm mortified. But I bring up the fact that aliens don't go with humans, and you guys are like, "You're sick, dude.
You're
Nope,
you're messed
you're
up.
sick. You're sick. I can't even look at you the same."
Now read this next thing I'm telling you to read, you sicko.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Fuck.
All
Now
right.
we do have one example of an actual human Eldar cross species, but it's from Rogue Trader, so it doesn't really count, but it will get brought up. It's Vero Tigerius, Librarian of the Ultramarines. Way back in Rogue Trader, he was a half-breed, half Eldar, half human. So in earlier Warhammer lore, was once described as being half human, half Eldar, a hybrid born of a secretive union between a human and an Eldar. This lineage was said to give him exceptional reflexes, heightened senses, and a natural affinity for psychic resistance and powers, making him a prodigious warrior even before a Space Marine transformation. However, this origin was later retconned, and modern lore treats him as fully human, with his legendary abilities attributed to his training, gene stock, and sheer martial skill rather than alien ancestry. Like even when reading through that, like he had heightened reflexes and stuff. Like a lot of those Space Marines back then weren't the Space Marines that we have now. Like they don't have all the gene seed and stuff. They were just regular humans in power armor back then. So that this lore does exist, but it's clearly retconned lore.
Interesting.
Bring it back.
All right.
No.
Okay, relationships with xenos, which the Imperium of Man does not really like. So in the Imperium of Man, relationships between humans and xenos are considered extremely heretical and dangerous, both legally and spiritually. The Imperial cult teaches that aliens are inherently corrupt, alien to humanity, and they are, oh, I see, wordplay. So the Imperial cult teaches that aliens are inherently corrupt. They are obviously alien in the sense of the word to humanity, and agents of the ruinous powers or the Tyranids. So, sorry, this sentence is weird. You guys see this? Imperial cult teaches that aliens are inherently corrupt, alien to humanity, and agents of the ruinous powers or the Tyranids. Oh, I see.
Yeah. A little clunky.
So it's like one of the three. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'll take it from there. The Imperial cult teaches that aliens are inherently corrupt, alien to humanity, and agents of the ruinous powers or the Tyranids. So even casual social interaction can be seen as suspect. Although there's probably not casual social interactions with any sort of Tyranids. I don't think you just chat
On
them
Reddit
up,
though, they're always drawing these cute little hormigons that like they just like, oh, look at my little homie. Like fuck.
It's going ooh every time it comes near you.
Yeah.
We were so good. We did this entire episode without that, and then you throw it in. We were doing,
again for the listeners.
So good.
These two completely fine with the mechanicum and the sheets, but I go ooh, and they're like, you're
sick.
You're sick.
It's just because it's you, and you do that, and I love you for it. But still,
Yeah.
All right. So romantic or sexual relationships between xenos or with xenos are almost universally forbidden by the Imperium, and any evidence of such behavior could lead to arrest by the Inquisition, which is probably the lesser harsh of the cases, Adeptus Arbites or local planetary authorities, but most likely bullet to the head. Like it is
right there then, yeah.
So often it is execution. So practically speaking, such relationships are extremely rare. Human xenos interactions usually occur only in controlled circumstances like trade, as you would see with rogue traders and things, diplomacy, or battlefield encounters. Even then, the Imperium enforces strict segregation and oversight. Any reproduction across species is essentially impossible without psychic or technological intervention. alien physiology is incompatible with human biology. In fiction and rare lore examples, xenos human liaisons are often used to highlight the transgressive, dangerous, and heretical nature of defying imperial law. They are a narrative tool to show how extreme the Imperium's xenophobia is. Love across species isn't just taboo, it is tantamount to heresy, punishable by death, and often framed as spiritually corrupting for the human involved. So, yeah, the Imperium definitely poses the huge xenophobic picture there, saying, don't talk to them, don't listen to them, don't look at them, don't poke them with anything you have, don't be poked by them either.
Unless it's a
Right.
bayonet.
Yeah.
Don't be poking.
So, yep, there we go.
Yeah, I do like that because it does get a lot of people just mad. They want to see these weird relationships, but I don't want to see a human in Eldar. I want to see a human just gutting Eldar. That's all, not gutting an Eldar, you know?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
But you know what? Go crazy. There's some fanfic out there. Go crazy with it.
Yeah.
And Logan's going to tell you a little bit about it because he knows all about it, apparently.
Oh, dude, all of it. I wrote most of it, too, just so you'll know. No chatbot assistance. It's all just me free flowing.
Yes.
All right. Love Can Bloom is I've never heard of this before, by the way. Love Can Bloom is a well-known Warhammer 40,000 fanfic that imagines an unlikely and deeply forbidden romance between a human Vindicar assassin and an Eldari Farseer. The story begins when the assassin is sent to kill the wounded Eldar psyker after a battle, but instead of pulling the trigger, he inexplicably spares her life. Forced to flee together across hostile worlds, the pair struggle to survive while confronting their own prejudices, inner demons, and the reality of growing feelings between the two beings from civilizations that had hated each other for millennia. The narrative explores whether love can truly bloom in a universe defined by war, hatred, and the harsh divide between species.
Two things. One, I need this link. I want to read this.
All right, I got it ready for you.
Please. Two, Logan, when they say inner demons, does that mean butt demons?
You got really roboty, and I didn't hear what you said, but sure, that's
damn it.
One, you were talking mad crap about the fan fiction a second ago. What happened, big boy?
I don't know. This story just it got me in the feels. It got me.
Yeah, like it's gross. You're weird. Send me the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a comic. It's got some artwork and stuff. I don't know when this was written, but I'm gonna say around like that 2008, 2010 era. I remember this being pretty old, but like very popular. It kind of spawned on like 1D4chan type situation. So if you're familiar with that website, it kind of was really big on there.
This looks very Sailor Moon inspired with the art.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's something all right.
Yeah, he's already on it. He was like, yeah, I noticed. Hang on, I'm still reading.
Yeah, Love Can Bloom in 40K. I'll just give it a chance. Yeah. Well, we got one more little section here. We're going to drop another quick disclaimer, though. Just remember before we read this section that nothing we say here are like personal opinions. We're trying to keep this in the 40K perspective. So we're going to talk about some same-sex relationships in 40K. Within the Imperium of Man, same-sex relationships among citizens are a delicate and dangerous matter. In many worlds, they are tolerated quietly, but in others, they are illegal, punishable by fines, imprisonment, or execution, depending on local law enforcement and the influence of the ecclesiarchy. Among the most devout or zealous sectors, any expression of such love is considered blasphemous and heretical, and it is seen to divert humanity from its sacred duty to propagate and meet imperial ties. The chaos god Slaanesh, ever a predator of excess and forbidden pleasure, is said to feed on these acts, twisted desire into corruption. For citizens of the Imperium, even private affection can be perilous. What begins as a personal bond may draw the attention of the local arbiters, the ecclesiarchy, or worse, the Inquisition, who may see any deviation from sanctioned reproduction as a threat to humanity's survival. Yeah, this is an interesting one because if you ask modern 40K authors, they're a-okay with same-sex relationships in 40K, but like it's such personal bias that they are putting in. Like the Imperium, let's paint a picture of the Imperium. First of all, they are not the good guys. They are bad people. They are not the heroes. They are not something that we aspire to be. They hate gay people because they do not reproduce, and you need to reproduce, and they feed Slaanesh. So when modern authors write, like Mike Brooks, he loves putting gay people in and pronouns in and stuff, and putting like our modern political biases into this fictional setting, which we should not be doing. We should just be looking at its own thing. Yeah, like it just kind of is this weird thing. So, that yeah. Once again, I'm okay with gay people. One of my friends is gay. Whatever. I let him suck my cock every now and again. It's not a big deal. But like in 40K, you can't do that. It's not acceptable. They don't allow it. You will spawn Slaanesh. Okay, that's how they see it. So there's the rant. There it is. Once again, not our opinion. It's just 40K talk.
Yeah, I also think not to trigger you, but I feel that a lot of the fan base would have a similar reaction to it as they would the female custodies. Just vitriol over something inconsequential in the
I,
grand scheme of the hobby.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one. Like I've had this kind of conversation a couple times, and I usually get huge backlash. Like, no, Mark, you're wrong. Like all the authors say it's possible. Like, yeah, those authors don't know 40K though. They're putting their own biases in. You're like, I'm telling you, the Imperium's not a good place. They're
Oh
not
yeah,
about
no, I the
yeah, they're
Imperium's terrible. There's
they're
no
not
doubt about
about your happiness and well-being. They're about the survival of humanity. And when the tithe calls and you need to provide 1 million soldiers for the guard regiment and your whole population is off being butt buddies, that's not going to work. So there's my rant. We do have some examples of 40K romances of the same variety. One interesting to note, they were all Horus Heresy era stuff, which, that era also is very different than 40K era. So, maybe you could get away with a little bit more in 30K where it's a little less like religiously stifling and like degraded. It's still a little more like noble, bright almost. It's still aspirational for humanity to some degree. So we got some examples. Mercedes Oleton, a Remembrancer in the early Horus Heresy novels, she had an implied romantic relationship with the fellow Remembrancer, Euphrates Keeler, Euphrates? I don't know. In
Euphrates.
Euphrates. Keeler in Horus Rising. Their relationship is written with emotional intimacy and typical, emotional intimacy and jealousy typical of a romantic partnership. And then we got the flip side.
I think just to kind of touch on a little bit, like to say that it, and we haven't said this, but to say that it doesn't happen in the 40K universe is ridiculous, because that's to say part of humanity doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And obviously that is not true. Like that part of humanity exists in many different gender roles and many different relationships. To say that it is tolerated by the Imperium, I think, is a different thing too.
Yeah.
So I think having these characters, having any sort of character with any sort of sexuality is viable, 100%.
Sure. Yeah.
I think the relationship they have to the Imperium and in a horrific authoritarian state is that's where it comes in question. And
I just feel like you get scenes of them
like,
skipping down the corridor, holding hands together, and everything's good, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know, not quite.
I don't know. I haven't read much of that. I do remember Euphrates Keeler, but I don't remember those relationships. And I think some of it too is like, the more you read into lore, which of course we're on Lore Hammer, the more of any sort of debate you can have on things, because it goes beyond the tabletop. And we're talking, many different weird dynamics that are not played out on the tabletop, or if that's what you do with your dice, hey man, go for it, whatever. But you know, do you ever want to bring this into a game? Does love in any capacity have anything to do with gaming whatsoever? I don't know, but it's I know we're trying to be very we just want to love people. Like, look, come as you are. I don't care who you are. We love.
I just want to roll your dice with you.
For listening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting, and there's a lot of different things in 40K where I'm like, just the Imperium wouldn't do this. The Imperium wouldn't do that. I don't know. So,
you know what?
Just love everybody. Love people.
Honestly, that's the
be
thing.
cool. Love everyone.
Yeah.
And you know what? And if you're a commissar in the 40K universe, the only thing you love is the Emperor and a good bolt pistol in your hand. So,
yeah, that's all you need to know. Yeah, that's maybe where we leave that section, I suppose. Like this whole episode's honestly a joke because we don't talk about love in 40K. That's not what the setting is about. Like, that's not an aspect that we explore, a philosophy direction that we go down ever in 40K. It's not about that. So, these people exist. Yeah, they're out there. There might be whole planets where they don't need to worry about reproducing in the traditional sense, and they just fat grow people. So they don't have the same laws and regulations and rules that other places might have. And you can make a world and I would allow it and whatever. It's not a big deal. But, I think we should stick to some better things, better storytelling concepts that fit better in 40K. So,
yeah, love exists within 40K and all spectrums, and how the interaction happens within a ridiculous society of xenophobic morons is the thing that we're talking about. So
thank God we aren't in 40K. As we always say, Star Trek people want to live in Star Trek. Star Wars people want to be a Jedi. 40K people are like, I'm good over here. I want to look at it, but I want nothing to do with it.
Give me Middle Earth. I want Middle Earth. That's what I want to live in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the closing remarks for this episode, I suppose, is in a universe of duty, dogma, and destruction, the simple act of caring for another becomes a rebellion, a spark against the darkness, and a reminder that even here, love can bloom.
He said duty.
Yeah.
I was going to say, well said. That was beautiful, Mark. That was good.
I see Court in his feels, and I'm like, poop joke.
Yeah, I love Court's feels. Good. Yeah, what a fun episode, boys. We did learn a lot. I loved going through the different types of love and just kind of slotting them into how does that actually work, like in this context. It's very fun.
Yeah, I did learn a lot, actually.
Yeah, the different in-universe books. Like I said, there's like 250 in-universe books that they make reference to, so I'm going to be working on an episode of that for sure at some point. Just going through that big list and finding all the good ones and sharing it with you. But any closing thoughts from you guys?
Love everybody. Love yourself, love your neighbors, love your brothers and sisters, love your family, love each other. Yeah. And then just a quick shout out. Speaking of love, my buddy Christian, he's got bellyofthebrush.com. If you need 3D printing, any sort of cool models or terrain, go to bellyofthebrush.com. Hit him up. He's got great work. I've been partnering with him. So, yeah.
I have used him now since we have hung out together now. So I've used him, and man, his turnaround was quick. His bits are incredible. Like, he hit me up on email right away. Like I went through like his actual like page channel. I didn't just like Discord him or whatever. And like he was very responsible, very like quick, all that kind of stuff. So definitely Belly of the Brush. If you have 3D bits that you want printed in he's in Arizona with you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's a big thing with 3D printing. You want to kind of be local to that printer so you don't have to ship too super far. But he shipped down to me in Panama, and I got my bits like so quick, man. I was so surprised. Belly of the Brush.
Yep.
Come join Lorehammer. Listen to Lore if you want to hear more me talking, I guess. We got like 1 minute. This thing's going to wrap out.
I know. If you want to hear me, come check me out
5
on YouTube
seconds.
at Hydra Thoughts, and you can come see how funny I am and talk about crypto.